You started your Teachers Pay Teachers store with the hopes that you would make consistent income, and now you haven't made any sales. Even if you have made a few sales, you're still feeling frustrated because what you thought was going to be just printing money hasn't been the case, and you're not sure why other people are successful and you aren't. Today, I'm going to give you my hot take on the mistakes that you're likely making and what you can do to fix it so moving forward, you can start making consistent sales. I'm Molly and welcome back to my channel. I help teachers just like you start and grow your Teachers Pay Teachers store as well as your tutoring business. And I have hundreds of videos here on this channel that can help you with both. I'm not one to hang out in Facebook groups, but I am a member of a few of them, and I've noticed some of the same recurring things popping up with new-ish TPT sellers who are frustrated, or maybe they've been doing this for a while and they're not making any money. And I can tell you, almost without looking at their store, based on their complaints, the things that they're doing wrong and what to do to fix it, just on a basic level to get them like actually thinking, okay, what's working, what's not working, what can I do? So let's do that with your store today too. So you've probably made some products and you were really excited about them and you watched YouTube videos on how to do it. I know there's a channel out there that people talk about all the time because they have lots of videos on starting your TPT store. And I have issue with some of that because of the way that people don't really get results by just binge watching random YouTube videos in random order. So the same people, and this is kind of a hot take, that complain about not making any money in their TPT store, that want to start their store completely free. I get that. Starting a business is scary. You don't want to invest a lot of money up front because you don't have a lot of money, but there's two sides to everything. And so the biggest complaint that I see is people saying that they shouldn't have to buy a course. They shouldn't have to do any coaching. They should just get all of these videos pumped out on YouTube for free. The problem is the person that makes these videos isn't putting them in a great sequential order, not telling you exactly what to do. They're just telling you what they did that worked for their store. And a really great coach will tell you that they're going to dive into your business, get to know it really well, and help you serve your audience best and not just do Molly's Business 2.0. All the coaching clients that I work with, I know their business inside and out, and I'm not trying to have them mimic my business. So whether it's somebody's intention on YouTube to do that or not, you're doing that by binge watching their videos and thinking that you're going to get all of this knowledge that's out there in the universe for free. And there is a component of paying to play if you want to have a business that's actually a business and not just a little hobby that pumps out a $5 product here and there a couple times a month. So that's the first mistake I see, is that people are binge watching and recommending certain YouTube channels, but then they're not getting the traction that they want. And they come back to the Facebook group and complain that they're not making any sales. And if that's you, I want you to think about that. Is that the business that you want to have, where you're just spinning your wheels constantly? Or do you want to have a plan that's in order, somebody that's gone before you and is actually strategically helping you with those next steps? Think about it, and then you need to really decide that. Or maybe being an entrepreneur is honestly not for you, and it's really not for everybody. And I know that sounds so harsh, and I don't want it to hurt anybody's feelings, but becoming an entrepreneur is a big deal. And if you're not taking it seriously and you're just trying to free ride through it, I don't think it's going to work too well, but prove me wrong and I will eat my own words. So because people are just binging these videos that are out of order and thinking they can get everything for free, like I mentioned before, your store is not going to be set up optimally for the business that you want. Do you know what your niche is? Are your resources actually solving a real problem? Are you just copying the covers that you see other sellers making? Or do you have a strategy for that? Do you have descriptions, or are you trying to use AI for everything, including your products, which I'm going to have to make a whole video on that. As a classroom teacher who puts a lot of thought into using standards-based product creation. Oh, the AI stuff, that really terrifies me. I think it can come from a good place, but if you're using it to create everything and thinking that you can just AI hack your way through your TPT store, you're really leaving out the human component and making connections with people and actually solving problems that teachers really have. So there's going to be a video to come on that. Because you may have made the mistake of just trying to put these products together by watching what other people do, you likely don't have a product line. And if you do have a product line, but it's not consistently selling, then there's something wrong with it too. And a lot of times in these groups, people that don't really want to do the marketing and don't want to roll up their sleeves and like learn about owning a business, they just want the TPT algorithm to print them dollar bills. Their product line is not cohesive. It doesn't solve a real problem. It's just something that they slapped together and threw up on TPT. I have done a lot of store audits at this point, and like I mentioned before, I can tell right away as soon as somebody sends me their store link and I'm doing their audit where they got their information and why it's not working. And then I can give them data points from there and tell them exactly what they need to fix. And I would say the majority of the time, the person is not really motivated at that point because it's going to require work and they don't want to do the things like fixing all the covers and changing titles and actually making a better preview. But there's a small percentage of people that are total go-getters and they go change things and they come back and they tell me I made 4 sales in one day because I fixed X, Y, and Z. So again, I know this is going to sound harsh, but I've just been doing a lot of thinking about this and seeing what other people post on YouTube, and I don't want that for you. If you really want to have a teacher business where you're selling your resources, you need to hear these things so that you're not bamboozled by someone else and think that following their magic video is going to solve all your problems. It's going to fix their store and do their store justice, but not yours. You want to have your own store. So stop looking in the rearview mirror and face forward. So the biggest thing I can tell you, just to summarize this with a nice bow, is your store needs strategy. It needs a product line. It needs to follow the proper steps in the proper order. And I'm not saying you have to go buy a course. I'm not saying that. You don't have to do coaching. Are those things going to help you if you find somebody aligned to your learning style? Absolutely, they will. I help people with this all the time. I don't want this video to be a pitch about any of that. But if you're like, okay, I am stuck. I don't know what my next best steps are. I really want to figure this out. I do have a free quiz that will tell you what your next step is in your TPT store. I'll leave it in the description box below. You can go to mollywheatley.com/quiz and take it right now, and it will help you figure that out. You can always send me a DM over on Instagram too. My handle is Molly A. Wheatley, and tell me about your store and what your goals are. Sometimes it helps to just bounce your thought process off of somebody else and figuring out, okay, this is what's working, this is not what's working, instead of spinning your wheels and just relying on somebody else's strategy that they've slapped up on YouTube. I hope you found this video helpful. Please share it with a teacher friend who might be in the same boat as you and really needs to figure out what's going on in their TPT store so you can start making daily or weekly or monthly sales, whatever it is that your goals are. I'm here to support you and cheer you on in that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.